This video is sponsored by Incogni, but more about them later. This is the full custom disaster Datsun 260Z, a car that we thought we could restore to original. Now this car was so far gone that it would normally have been scrapped and joined countless others no longer to grace our roads. As this car was kind of special to me, I wanted to save it in some way, shape or form. Then we got to the stage that we had to make the decision. It was so bad, there was nothing left of the floor or the chassis. It was then I had the idea. Why don't we customize it? Since then, it's been through countless iterations of what it's going to be, where it's going to be, how it's going to be, and why it's going to be. With me changing my mind every other day. But now we have a plan, albeit a very vague one. This video is sponsored by Incogni. Now, if any of you guys had emailed us in the past, you'd have known it would have taken us a few days to get back to you. That's where Incogni stepped in. Now, the delay was the masses of email, the spam emails that we used to have to wade through just to get to your emails. So, how do these people get your email? It's sold to them by data collection brokers. They collect your data by various means and sell it to companies that spam you. Now they know just about everything about you. Your name, your address, your phone numbers, your online purchasing, your browsing history, probably even your inside leg measurements. Now these massive data lists are everywhere and there are hundreds of them, so almost impossible for the likes of me to demand my data to be removed. And an even bigger problem is these lists can get into the hands of scammers and fraudsters. Loans have even been taken out in people's names without them even knowing. Now Incogni sorts all these problems out for you. All you need to do is sign up, enter your details once and give them the permission to act on your behalf, and they go out and request all your data to be removed from these lists for you. And if the data companies don't comply, Incogni keeps pushing until they do. Even when they have removed your data from the list, Incogni continues to search month after month, keeping your data safe. There's even an online dashboard so you can monitor their progress and see how and what they are doing for you. So take back your privacy with Incogni and click on the link in our description below or enter the code Yorkshire Car at the checkout to get a 60% discount. But now, let's get back to the build. Now in the last video, we replaced this really complicated corner floor section. In this video, we're going to continue forward to the bulkhead and we're going to make it out of two more sections. Now, between these floor sections, we do have to put some support or a beam. But what we're going to do first is we're going to replace the panels and then we're going to attack this. Right, so first things first, I'm going to cut the floor out that Ryan so lovingly put in. Right, so that's this edge off, and this edge, I think we're off there. Yeah, we're off there, and this edge is all off. Did that from underneath. But this edge, I'm going to make it easy for myself. Instead of taking all the spot welds off now, let me show you. Instead of taking every one of these spot welds off while all this floor pan's in, I'm going to just cut down here, or vaguely there, and then I'm going to grind them up, because I do want to reface all these welds as well down here, so I'm going to do that all at the same time. Right, much to Ryan's pleasure, we've got a big hole where his floor pan used to be. Now, for the supports for these three sections of the floor, we're just going to use some small bar. I'll cut a little piece and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so that's it, that's all we're going to do. We're just going to use this as a support for the edge, weld this onto the centre chassis rail and onto the sill point, and then we'll make some little notches in here, because we want these floor sections to be butt up. We'll put some little triangles in and weld inside there. That'll keep that floor section down. So next thing to do is to grind this edge off. We're going to use a combination of a grinder and a cutting wheel, get all that cleaned off and get this welding finish and also cleaned off. Right, so that's all that off. There's still some dressing to do down here, and there's still a little bit of welding to do as well to finish off this wall. But what we're going to do is we've got a wobbly edge here, so we're going to bash it with a hammer, get a little bit straighter, and then we're going to see if we can put a lip, if this edge is actually straight or if it curves inwards. Right, so that's a little bit better. We're going to finish straightening it off when we've got a little bit better access, because it is just the lip that's the sill lip thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer up this floor pan as one piece and see how straight this edge is. Now what we want to do is we want to make 2 more separate floor pans just for ease with this section. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure it up, and we're going to basically just divide it into 2. Broke my tape measure. We're going to divide it into 2. Hopefully each section is going to be similar to the rear one. If not, we might adjust it a little bit just so it looks even. Now there is good metal at the front here that Ryan's put in, so we're going to leave that, and we're probably going to make it a little bit longer so we can have a nice straight cut in there and join them up. Right, so if this wasn't held off by this inner panel here, this sill section doesn't curve around at all. It's literally straight, a little bit wobbly. We can bash that out later, but it's in a straight line, which is good. I think what we're gonna do then, we might make this panel in one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna curl that lip up. We're going to marry it up to this back section here, and we're going to mark off the edge here and see where we are with that as well. And once we've done this, we're just going to see how it fits and see if we do want to actually cut it in half. I changed my mind a lot. I don't think I'm going to actually cut this panel in half. I don't know as of yet. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to get this panel into position, because this corner does need lifting up a bit there. And then I'm going to push it as far forward as I can, and then I'm going to mark it here and here, cut across here, so this will slide back and butt up against nicely to this. Now we do need a little bit of a gap, so there is a little bit of tolerance there, but first things first, get this one into position, make sure that's where it needs to be, mark this, cut this, put it back in, see where it seats, and then look at marking and cutting the front edge. And then we'll decide if we're actually going to split it into 2 panels. At the moment, I don't think I am. Right, I've got some lumps on this side that are actually keeping this edge away, so pushing that edge a little bit closer. So what we need to do is just tap them down, try it again, and we may even have to just dress that edge up a little bit more so it's a little bit tighter. Now, I am only tacking this in here and here just so I can look at the rest of the fitment around and cut that other front part so we can get it butt welded as opposed to lap welded, and then look at that corner as well. So these are only temporary, as well as we may put a few tacks on the side because we do still want to bead roll it. Just follow this same pattern down. It may have to curve inwards a little bit because if we follow it straight down, it's probably going to get a little bit too close to this, so we might angle it in a little bit. These two will be the same, but we'll see how we go. Right, I'm happy with the fitment. Now, it does, that's good. It does, from here, go uphill a little bit, but that's because it's on top of this bulkhead panel. Now, we're not going to cut that as of yet. What we're going to do is, I had a little bit of problem with my spot welds because I had my welder on the wrong setting. Too thin a sheet, so no penetration, all that stuff. Anyway, make sure your welders are on the right settings. What we're going to do now is we're going to continue these beads down. What we're first going to do is we're going to offer a ruler up and just make sure it doesn't hit or come too close to the transmission tunnel, and whether we have to angle that one in a little bit, we may do, but we'll mark that up first, then we'll bead roll it, then we'll get it back in. So for first fitment, I'm quite happy with that. The lines match, which is good. Kind of was worried about that a little bit. It does go uphill a little bit, but that's because it's still on top of this bulkhead section. There is a little bit of flexibility in it at the moment because it's not secured to that chassis leg or to the side of the sills, because we don't want these panels in permanently just yet. We want them kind of tacked in so that we can still manipulate things, because we've got all this transmission tunnel to sort out. But I'm quite happy at the moment. So for now, I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm off to Auto Alex's ShedFest.
We are here at ShedFest 2025, and we've brought none other than Betty, which is Auto Alex's VW camper. Now Alex is over there with the stands. We've sort of like got our little stand here. Links in the description to Betty. We've got 3 videos already on Betty, but we're kind of colouring this in just so people can see it's Betty, because she used to be yellow and now she's kind of sandblasted and only the door is actually yellow. So there's a sea of cars, there's a YouTube area down there as well. So let's go and have a look around.
Right, so while Ryan's colouring Betty in, we're going to have a look around Auto Alex's cars.
Right, that is the end of ShedFest 2025, and look at Betty. Everyone has signed Betty and she's looking absolutely majestic. But it's time for us to leave the show and get back to work. Right, so I was just about to fit this back in the car to measure that front end, but I've noticed it's bent, and that's what the bead roller's done. It's stretched it so much, it's actually stretched this 90 degrees here as well. And look at that. So that needs to go in the shrinker stretcher to try and get that straight again before that gets permanently welded in. But we're not going to do that yet, because we're going to keep fitting that front edge, see if we get everything right, and then when we take this panel back off, we'll be drilling all this edge and straightening that out just before we refit it. That was a fantastic cut. That does look 10 times better. Now what you can see here
is there's no support underneath here at the moment. So because there's only a couple of welds, that's actually dropped down, and this section is bowed. So at the moment it looks a little bit like a V, but when we get the strengthening section under there and it lifts that, that'll then be straight. And when we get it on the shrinker stretcher and take out that bow in there, that'll be straight as a die. Right, so now we know the fitment's correct, what we've got to do is we've got to cut all the welds back off, we've got to straighten this edge, we've got to drill this edge ready for mounting and ready for final fitment. Right, so it's in, and we've got rid of this bow in here and this being too low. Now we haven't welded it in fully as of yet, it's just in case so we can take it back out again. But if I show you here, you can see across here now, looks fantastic. Well, that's it for this video, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, leave us a like and smash that subscribe button. And thank you again for Incogni for sponsoring this video. And don't forget, guys, click the link in the description for an amazing discount.